Man, I'm really glad you're here today. Did you know a year ago I was speaking to an empty crowd? Think about that. The pandemic, it's a lot better when you're here. I'm glad you're here. And all of you online, we're just glad you're here today. We're going to start off with Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "Then the Lord spoke to me again and asked, 'What do you see now?' And I replied, 'I see a pot of boiling water spilling from the north.'" Now, the Lord is letting Judah know that they're about to face his judgment. He's allowing Babylon to come and attack them. And when I read that passage, what stood out to me was this image of a pot of boiling water. So think about this pot of boiling water. Imagine the water in there, and the steam, and the anxious, unsettled water. And, you know, this metaphor of a boiling pot kind of reminded me of America. It seems like there's a lot of things boiling. For example, it seems like a lot of people are boiling with anger. You know, it seems like there's these hot button issues, and if you talk about it and you don't have the same viewpoint as the other person, watch out, right? They'll chew you out. They'll call you every name in the book. It just seems like there's a lot of anger in this world. Anger at how the pandemic was handled, or it should have been this, or anger out of politics. Anger, there's just so much anger in our culture. And you know, sometimes you see what a person puts on social media, and you're like, is that the same person I know? You know what I mean? It's just like there's so much anger. There's hatred. A lot of people today, it seems like, are boiling with hatred. And the word hatred means a passionate dislike for someone. And I think of the quote by Anne Lamott. She said, "You can safely assume you've created God in your own image when it turns out God hates all the same people you do." Do you know it might take a while to get that one. I'll wait for a minute. But you know, there are 1,000 groups in America classified as hate groups, and it just seems that a lot of people are boiling with hatred. And then there's fear. Quote, "More Americans are afraid than ever," said an article I read. Another one said, "Fear is on the rise, and we're afraid of corrupt government. We're afraid of not having enough money in the future. We're afraid of a loved one dying." And is fear a resident in your heart today? You know, A.E. Housman said, "I, a stranger and afraid in a world I never made." And then there's division. It seems like there's a lot of just us versus them mentality. An article I read said, quote, "Division, not unity, will mark America in 2021 and beyond." So think of this boiling pot of water. The anger, the hatred, the frustration, the fear. Now get this. Think about the